Welcome to Las Vegas Trader YouTube channel and my weekly analysis video of the financial markets. Keep in mind these videos are for educational purposes only. Nothing in these videos should be construed as financial advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any sort of security or investment. Please consult with a professional financial advisor before making any financial decisions. So let's jump right in. Actually, I just want to remind you guys, I will be going live on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and probably this Sunday afternoon open. So let's just jump in the charts and see what happened. So this is the S&P 500, the daily chart. I called for this move up, as you remember. If not, go back last week and take a look at the video. Actually, it went higher than I anticipated. I expected a little resistance right at the 20-day moving average and this price action here. So, but this bar, this green bar, which was on Tuesday, I believe. Let's see, Friday. Yeah, it was. So it was pretty strong. So then I knew we're going to go higher. So we're sitting right at the top of this move down, right? What's going to happen next? So we are above the moving averages, the 50 and the 20, but the 20 is declining. So we might see pullback because we had this 100% retracement. So usually we see a small pullback, and if we stop at the 200, the 20-day moving average, and then bounce back up, and possibly form a double top, that's possible. If not, I mean, this is going to be actually this week. We're going to go look at the news that we have coming up this week. So, but I think the later on in the week, like Thursday and Friday, will be probably the most volatile out of the whole week. But we'll look at the calendar later in the video. So, but I think we're going to see a pullback. But let's take a look at the weekly chart. So this is pretty strong. I mean, as you can see, I saw this bottoming tail, and so I knew we're going higher. But this move was pretty strong. I mean, this is just crazy to me. That the bears did not resist and try to push the price down. Just bulls just took over. And of course the monthly chart. I mean, look at this. Now I mean, of course we have 2 full weeks of trading, so we're only halfway through the month. So this bar can actually still, I mean, we produced this tail in 2 weeks, so we can just come right back down the next 2 weeks, right? So, or continue higher. So we'll see. Let's go to NASDAQ, the daily chart. It's pretty much identical picture as the S&P 500. We're sitting right at the move, at the top of this move down. I'm just surprised. It's just, I don't know. But we can't really trade our feelings, like I've been saying. I'm just surprised we retraced 100% of this move down. It's crazy to me. Let's see, this is the weekly, same thing as S&P 500, big strong weekly bar. So now we're probably gonna see some kind of pullback. How big of a pullback and how strong the pullback is. I mean, if we take out this green bar, if we just reverse, 180 degrees, just go erase it. I don't think we're gonna form new highs. But that's just, that's what I think. It might happen, but honestly, I don't think we are going um, to new highs. And of course, the monthly looks the same as the S&P 500. Let's go to Dow Jones. Pretty much same move up. So we might, like I said, we might pull back, retrace, and how much and how strong we move back down. Because this is pretty strong move down. So just like the other averages. And of course the weekly. Actually the weekly is telling me we might break new highs. Or even, actually might just test these recent highs, all-time highs. But again, anything can happen. Because we can have like I said, a complete turnaround, 180, and just erase this green bar and just continue lower. But it looks more bullish than bearish. And of course the monthly looks the way very similar to Nasdaq and S&P 500. Let's go to Russell, the daily chart. So Russell's a little bit different. It didn't move. I mean, the S&P and Nasdaq completely retraced this move down, right? But Russell is just 50% retracement. Retraced, and because there's resistance here, and the move down was very powerful. So let's take a look at the weekly chart. The weekly, we might see a follow through, and this resistance here is going to be a little problem here for the move up, and this red bar is pretty strong. So and the monthly chart looks like this. So 2 more weeks to go. Anything can happen. We can go back down, or just form a bottoming tail and just move up to the all-time highs. So we'll see. We have 2 weeks to go. Let's go to crude oil, the daily chart. So as you remember, I called for this move up, and I expected a pullback and then continuation, but we just kind of drift a little bit lower, and but the 200-day moving average put a stop to the drift lower. So, and we're sitting right at the 20-day moving average here, just slightly below. So if we take out this red bar higher with a green bar, we're going higher. I think that's what's going to happen. Let's take a look at the weekly here. So the weekly, it's sitting below the 20-day moving average. So but I think still we're going to go higher on the weekly chart. We can draw this again like this, the trend. So as long as we don't go below the trend line, we should be fine. And the monthly chart looks like this. So I said I've been saying that we're going to go higher on this bar, and we're having a hard time breaking below. But again, we have 2 weeks left in the month, so anything can happen, right? So let's go to gold. The daily chart, I've been saying we are stuck in this range between 2300 and 2500, and we finally broke above all this range slightly. So we're sitting at all-time highs. Is there going to be a continuation? Most likely. And the weekly chart, so we were just, chopping back and forth here on the weekly chart, just like a pause until the 20-day moving average catches up and pushes the prices up. That's exactly what happened. And on the monthly chart, as you remember, I kept saying that these tails are going to be a problem. So we finally took them out, but the month is not over yet. So as of right now, we are above them, and continuation should probably happen. So let's go to silver, the daily chart. We're nowhere near all-time highs for silver, not even close to the recent highs of 33 bucks. We're at $29. So it looks it wants to go higher. Actually, the silver probably is going to move more than the gold, I think, and try to catch up to the ratio between gold and silver. So this is the weekly chart. So we are still below the 20-day moving average. Once we get above it, we should continue higher. And the monthly, so 2 weeks left in the month. So once this bar turns green, a bottoming tail and continuation. That's what I think is going to happen. We are above the moving averages. So let's go to Bitcoin. The daily chart looks pretty similar to the indices, like the Nasdaq and the S&P, just not quite at the beginning of this move down. Just roughly, I want to call it about 60%. But this was a pretty powerful green bar, so we retraced. I think we're going to break above these moving averages and continue higher. That's what I see on a daily chart. This is the weekly chart. So we bounced off the 50-day moving average, but the 20 is now starting to curve down. So that's going to become a resistance point in that range of the 20-day moving average. So if we break above it and close, that's going to tell us that it's going to continue higher. And the monthly chart. So it keeps forming these tails, bottoming tails. So if this bar closes in 2 weeks and produces a green bar with bottoming tail, we're going to go higher. So it looks like it was just chopping until the 20-day moving average catches up and pushes the prices higher. Okay, let's go to the dollar. So So we saw this double top, as you can see. Some people would see a head and shoulders. Here's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. And here's the neckline, broke below the neckline. So I think we're going lower. We took out this green bar completely. So the next stop would be actually, you can actually go to 101. This is the daily chart, so it's very possible. And the weekly chart, so 101 would be roughly right at the 200-day moving average. For a weekly bar, that would be a pretty significant bar, right? So it might actually close it below. It might just continue lower. Who knows? And the monthly. So we are finally broke below the 20-day moving average. So we are. It looks like we're going lower. So the 50-day moving average is the next stop, which is $100 or so. And last but not least, the bonds. So this is the daily chart, which has a lot of gaps between the candlesticks. So we moved up, we pulled back to the 20-day moving average, and now we're moving back up. But I think a clearer picture looks better on a weekly and a monthly. So we're still in this reverse head and shoulders pattern. And I think we're going to go higher this week. And same thing on a monthly chart, as you can see. Last week, for some reason, the charts were not drawing these candles properly. So now this candle looks better, like it should look. So now if we close this bar in 2 weeks above this action here, that would be great. That would tell me we're going a lot higher, which is exactly what I've been calling for. So we have 2 weeks left in the month, and but I think that's what's going to happen here. We're going to go higher. Yeah, because on a 4-hour chart also, the moving averages are now rising steeply. Anyways, let's go to the calendar. Take a look at the what's going to happen here. So let's see. So Monday, there's one speech by the Fed, which is shouldn't be too much going on with that. On Tuesday, there's more speeches by other Feds. That shouldn't. Let's see. Wednesday, we have the mortgage data, which really shouldn't impact the market that much. The oil, that's not. And then we have the FOMC minutes at 11 and 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then the Fed meeting in Jackson Hole starts. on Wednesday. So this should see little volatility, not that much, but then it starts at 5 o'clock on West Coast. So then Thursday, so we have the jobs number, the jobs claims. Let's see what else. Existing homes. So we should see some volatility, that's for sure, because of this news. The home sales probably not as much. And the meeting continues. And then Friday, Jerome Powell will be speaking, 7 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, which is 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to bring in the volatility and see what happens with the market moves. Everybody's going to be watching and listening what he says. Okay, so that's the news for the week, pretty much. So just remember, I will be going live again on Tuesday and Wednesday morning, and then probably Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for the Futures Open. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, hit the bell notification icon, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And share this video to anyone and everyone you know that may benefit from the content on my channel. So that's it this week. If you have not watched last week's video, please do so. I think you'll find it very informative. And we'll see you in the next video or a live stream. Take care.